guys, and welcome back to my channel. I feel like you guys should be welcoming me back to the channel because it's me who's been like, oh guys, life has been happening. It's me who's been kind of like gone from the channel. And the first thing I want to say is I want to say thank you guys to all of you guys who like reached out, even thought about me or prayed for me. Like I got all your messages, and I am sorry. This is the second thing that I need to say. I'm so sorry that even on the channel comments, I'm really sorry that I haven't been able to get back at you guys and answer all your comments and stuff. And I promise that I will try to I will start with my emails and I will answer all those, and then my private messages on YouTube, because I'm back now for a while. Hopefully I'm back for a while, so I should be able to kind of like sort the answering of messages out. But thank you guys for reaching out to me. I've been absolutely fine, just normal life, drama. So much has happened. I feel like I don't have enough time to like sit down with you guys and catch you up on everything, but I'm sure like now, as from now onwards, I wanted to go straight into Christmas mode because it's so late. I was hoping this year that I would do like Christmas videos a lot earlier than I would start the Christmas videos a lot earlier than I have. But like I said, life has been happening. So much has happened over the past 3 months. You guys know that I always upload like 2 videos a week, Thursday and Saturday. But with everything that has been happening, I literally tried my best to get you guys the videos that I posted up. So thank you for your love and thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. The second thing I want to say, or third thing that I want to say, is a huge welcome to you, to all the new subscribers. We are at 300. We are over 3,000 now as a family. And I just, again, when I started this channel last year, not in my wildest dreams did I think that like I would have 3,000 subscribers by now. And like, thank you guys. Like, thank you so much. And I hope that my channel is helpful to you guys and stuff. So let's get right into the video. The main reason for this video is of course to catch up. And I actually say that I missed you guys. I missed filming, I missed talking to you guys, I missed you guys giving me tips. So I'm like I said, I'm hopefully back for a while now. It's just been crazy. But today I wanted to do like a Christmas haul video, and everything in my haul is stuff that I've made myself. That's basically I don't know what I'm gonna call the video yet, but this is kind of like the title of the video. But it's kind of like I want to haul and chat to you guys about my Christmas plans and everything. So let's get started. So you guys know that if you guys see that the light is like coming on and off, it's just the sun outside. It's like winter now, and the sun literally plays so many games, it's not even funny. So anyway, the past couple of Christmases, my decor is always like enchanted forest or like nature themed. So a whole lot of the decor that I already had for Christmas were of that theme. But this Christmas, I wanted to change that entirely and go with a farmhouse meets Scandinavian feel Christmas. And for me, now I know like I'm a little bit crazy, and you guys need to like, if you guys have been on the channel, you guys know like I'm not normal. So in a way, but stick with me and try to I'm sorry if this video is gonna be rambly, but I'm gonna try my best to like not make it that rambly and like explain to you guys what I'm going to do, and be showing you guys the things. If you can see on the bed, the bed right here, I put a whole ton of stuff that I wanted to show you guys. Other things are so big I can't show you guys, but then I'm gonna post a decorate with me next week Thursday, and then on the 2nd of December, which is a Saturday, I'm going to be posting my full entire house Christmas house tour. So anyway, like I said, all the things that I have are mostly like enchanted forest. This time around I wanted like it to feel handmade and homemade, and I also wanted it to be a farmhouse. But you know the way sometimes like a modern farmhouse can be like quite insane, like there's a lot of things going on, because mostly the houses are like quite big. I don't live in a big house, so I wanted to fit farmhouse into this tiny little house, and I wanted to make it feel a little bit farmhousey, a little bit cottagey, like a farm cottage, and I just wanted it to be like really cozy. But when you're looking at everything, I wanted it to feel handmade, like I wanted to feel like homemade and handmade. So that's what the past few weeks, I should say, I've been like doing. So every time that I get a minute, or I'm still doing that now, but like obviously like some of the things that I'm working on you might be able to see like way late in December, but like we'll see how that goes. But basically every chance that I get, I've been sitting down and making this handmade stuff. Actually, I will show you in the magazine. I forgot to bring that magazine. What started the whole thing? Firstly, where is that thing? Okay. Sorry, you guys. Okay. What started the whole thing was this card. So it's not a card, it's like a wooden poster thing. So when I saw I got this from a charity shop years and years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, and I think 3 years ago, and I used it for my table centerpiece last year. So when I was watching back my Christmas video, I think around around October, I really love it, and this little card makes me feel warm and cozy, and like it's like warm gingerbread cookies and cinnamon tea, and there's just this little bag of like it says cookie mix on it. So this was what started my handmade Christmas. The first thing I thought about was that like if I could make these bags. So I went on Amazon and I searched for the mini, like if I could get the teeniest rolling pins. Excuse me, guys. So I searched if I could get like a tiny little rolling pin. I was originally going to hand sew the bags because I can hand sew, and I have hand sewn a lot of things for Christmas. Some are not here, like I said, but I'll show you guys in the house tour or in the decorate with me video. So I wanted to hand sew the bags, and I had jute that I was going to use for the rope, and the bag itself I was like and the little rolling pin is all that I wanted to get on Amazon. So I went on Amazon and I was looking for any mean like dollhouse rolling pins or anything, and I just couldn't find anything. But one of the things that I just couldn't find the right sizes that I thought I wanted. So I went with the smallest rolling pins I could find on Amazon, and they were like £2.50 for 5, and these are like the miniest rolling pins. So they are like this. And I also got the bag, this little bag. While I was searching for these rolling pins, I found these jute linen sacks, and I was like, and they were like £1.50 for 10. So I was like, you know what, I don't have to buy like go into a charity shop, buy white material and then to make the bags, because it was already like, you know, The only thing that these bags had was that, if you can see, I'll show you here. If you can see, there are like these two holes here, and this rope was tied around the top of it. So I pulled the rope out and I just tied it here because I wanted the bag to look exactly like this and not like scrunched up here. So that's how I made that. And then I used the rope that I pulled out of here. There were like those drawstring type bags, and I used that to hot glue in the back a tie for it, for hanging. And then I used half of that same rope for tying the little bags. So that was the first thing that I made. And then I brought down all my Christmas stuff, because I decorate in stages. It literally takes me forever. So I brought down the rest of my Christmas stuff, and then I was thinking, you know what, like, and I was looking, I also changed up my magazine stand. If you guys watched my Decorate With Me video, I'll try to link it in the description below for last year. You might have seen me changing my magazine stand as well, because I take out all the magazines that were for fall or summer and like change them for Christmas magazines. And when I looked in this magazine, I haven't brought it with me, but I'll show you guys like a cutaway. And when I looked in this magazine, I saw these bubbles, and they were this shape of bubble, right? They were this, let me just turn it. They were like this, and they were this like cloth tied up and stuff. And I think it was a DIY. Yes, it was. It was a DIY in that magazine. And I thought to myself, like, and they also used one of them for decorating the tree, like just one, I think one or two. It's very sparse. And when I saw this, I was like, I want all the bubbles of my tree to be made of cloth, like variations of like vintage farmhouse cloth material. And so I didn't want the balls, I didn't want these bubbles to be like, to just be bubbles. So I wanted to add a theme to the tree that would be like cozy. Like, again, like I said, I wanted it cozy, but I wanted that when anybody zooms in and looks at the bubbles closely, they should get a feel of what I was trying to achieve. So this, to me, I think in the magazine they called it Christmas pudding bubble, and I've seen that some Christmas puddings are packaged like this online, but I wanted them to represent vintage packaging. So just as with this bag, I wanted it to be like a family thing where grandma sends all these nice Christmassy things around to her daughters and her granddaughters, and they all use them for Christmas because they share the same recipes. And I also wanted it to be like Christmas cookies and Christmas cake and everything. So with each color of bubble, I labeled it what I wanted it to be, what was being sent to who, if that makes sense. So my bubbles, when I was making these bubbles, the thought in my head was that they were a packaging. They were a way of packaging stuff to set Christmassy stuff, so that when I hung them all on the tree, this tree would be draped with like all things Christmas. So this one is Granny. I got this cloth from a craft store, and this is the only expensive cloth that I paid for. This was £10 for 1 meter. And I divided the 1 meter basically in half, and I made 8 bubbles out of half a meter of the cloth. And I also used the other half a meter for a pillow, which I will show you right here, to like marry the whole house and like have it like coherent and like put together, and also most importantly give it that homemade Christmas feel. So these, I also used the rolling pins. I got 10 of the rolling pins, of the tiny rolling pins, so I used 5 on the bags that I've shown you on this, and then I used 5 on these little bags. So this is Granny's Christmas cake mix. So in here, I did like in my head, that's what I wanted it to bring to your mind, that Granny had packaged her Christmas cake mix and sent you a rolling pin, and you were just going to like put it together, whip it up, and make Granny's Christmas cake. So this one is Granny's Christmas cake. I have a few, and I will try to just go over just a couple. The rest you guys will see in my Decorate With Me or my my house tour. This one is Mood Wine Spice. Again, I love mood wine at Christmas, and I used kitchen towels. I bought a couple kitchen towels. They were like really cheap, and I used some for they were a set of 3, and I think they were £2 or £3, can't remember. And they were a set of 3. I think they were £1 each because they were a set of 3. And what I did was I'm still using the other ones for like napkins and like cleaning dishes. And then there were about like 4 more of this white, the white, if you can look at it, it's literally like a kitchen cloth, but I hadn't used it because I just bought them. So I ripped them up and made this Mood Wine Spice bubble. And again, I wanted it to be in the same vein, mood wine packaged. And so here you have Mood Wine Spice, but you don't really have Mood Wine Spice. It's just the idea, the concept, the dream of it, like the fantasy of it. Because how I made this bubbles was cut a square cloth, and the square cloth differed in sizes depending on how big I wanted my bubbles. So if you want to make smaller ones, your square will obviously be smaller. And then obviously I needed card for the tags. I needed the ribbon, which I also got on Amazon. This is like a vintage red ribbon, and it just says Merry Christmas on it. And I think I got 20 meters of that ribbon, and it was about £5-6 on Amazon. And then the cloth, like I said, inside I ripped up a few, I think 2 pillows that were odd pillows, and I was going to like discard of them because they'd gone flat. You know the way pillows go flat? I used the fluff to tie it inside of the bubble. So I used part of the same cloth to tie the wrap. I will try to make a few DIYs to show you guys how I made this, so that by Christmas, if you want the same kind of look, you'd be getting like a similar look by Christmas, like if you make them with me. So I made tons of each of the same bubble because I like my Christmas trees quite full and not sparse. So that's what I did with that. So this is the Mood Wine Spice one. I'll show you a few because I don't want this to take. And this is gingerbread tea. So I have a few here, but I won't show you that the same colors. I'll just grab them because this is gonna be like a 30-minute video, and obviously like these are all the bubbles that they're there, and each one has, this one is cinnamon tea, this one is cherry Christmas pudding, and the tag just says that, and I put cherries on it as well. This one just says Merry Christmas, and this one is Grandma's mince pie spices, and I put the recipe there. I just made a vintage card, burnt it up a bit, and put it together, as well as and put a recipe there. Like this just says Granny's recipe. So that's what I've done for the majority of my bubbles. Now I thought, and another thing, still thinking of like a cozy Christmas tree, I wanted the Christmas tree to have all things cozy. So there's a lot of other things that aren't squishy, and I'll show you a few right now. This is a cozy Christmas wishes, and this is like, it's supposed to be a tiny little blanket. I also got this material for £1 from the charity shop, and it was a baby blanket that I tore up and like just rolled into bundles, tied with a Christmas feel ribbon to make this, and just wrote cozy Christmas wishes, which the star on my tree also has the same saying, cozy Christmas wishes, because I wanted the tree to be very cozy and like homemade and home feel, handmade home feel. So the other things that I made, I will go over this real quick and you guys will see them in my video. The other things that I made are these skis. So the tiny little skis, and I made red and green. I made a ton of those. The other thing that I made were hot cocoa, teeny little hot cocoa ornaments. These are so adorable, you guys. What I did with this was I got little espresso mugs. I wanted to order them from Amazon, but then when I went charity shopping, I found these in a charity shop. There were 6 of them, and I was like, score. So I got 6 of them for £2, and I just painted them white, and then put hot cocoa in there with like chalk, and then I put a paper on at the bottom of the cup, just at the very top of the cup. I put a paper, and then I painted the paper with the same hot cocoa color that I used for writing the hot cocoa there. I made a drip there to make it look like a drip, and then I just put marshmallows on it. I made ones with marshmallows, I made ones with cream. I also made ones with just the drip and no saying on it, no nothing. So these were like my hot cocoa ornament stuff. And then, my goodness, I made a lot of things. The other thing that I've been wanting for ages and I just can't get my hands on in Belfast is nests. So these, I found a way to make teeny little nests. How adorable is that? So I made this with hot glue, a few sticks for the top of the, we'll bring them close, and then the eggs were foil. Sort of the structure, the main structure to the nest was foil. Again, I would try to have a DIY for you guys of this, and then I just used the hay that I used for Decor. If you watched my for house tour, then the whole hay little vignette I used that hay to make nests. I made about like I think 20 of those, like quite a lot, because like I said, I do like my trees very filled. The other thing that I did make were these tiny little buckets. I got like these plain tiny buckets from Amazon as well. It sounds like I got tons of things from Amazon, but it all came up to £50. All the DIY material that I needed came up to £50, and these were like, it's like a tiny little pail that I got. You can also use this for milk, sugar, and salt on your table. I used it on my tablescape that I filmed just the last video before this one. So I showed those in my tablescape as well. And then this is what I did with them. I put cotton balls, or you could use like white pom-poms to put it in the bucket and let it snow on the bucket, and it just makes for a really, really cute tree ornament. So another thing you can write on them is like feed. It could be chicken feed, again feeding into the whole farmhouse Christmas look. I made a ton of things, and I will not be able to show you guys all of this, but like I say tons of times. The other thing I made is this pillow, like I said before, and it just has the rope ties, and it is just open here. And I just basically sewed it and put it all together, and you'll see that again in my tour. Also, for the little bags, I also bought a few spoons on Amazon because I didn't want all of them to look exactly the same. So I bought about 4 of those spoons, and I also just hot glued them to that. Made the little tag myself, the bread mix, the gingerbread mix. I made everything on it myself, and then just put it all together like that. So I made some of the nests, they have birds in them and stuff like that. So that's what I made. I made a ton of things. Some of them were this. I also handmade these little toadstools and pine cones. I shared with you guys also on Instagram and in my for tablescape. I told you guys that I had a DIY with my with these pine cones and I put a ribbon on that one. This one I painted white and put a red ribbon on, and a red ribbon on just a plain pine cone, and I put that like fluff on top of that to represent snow, and painted it white as well. Just a few variations so my tree isn't exactly the same. The other thing that I made is these little let it snow signs. They were coasters that I picked up in a charity shop for £1. I think there were 6 of them, and I just turned them into bubbles as well. So you can use everything around you. Then when Amazon sent me the things, they used this paper to wrap all these things in. So I used that paper to create my winter bucket list scroll sign. So this is exactly that. And I just used sticks, hot glue, that paper, the wrapping paper and stuff, and just created that right there. Oops, that's actually, yeah. So I made all this, like I made like a ton of, like, let's throw that up. I made a ton of stuff that I am planning to put together, and next time you guys see me, I'll be doing a decorate with me video, and I will explain a lot more in there of what I'm doing. So yeah guys, thanks for tuning in today. This is a long video. I don't want to make it any longer. Thanks for tuning in and watching this video. I also wanted to say that a lot of the cloth that you've seen me use here, I got like from the charity shop. Any cloth that I could use that was this was like a tiny little dress. I bought 2 of those. They were in a charity shop for like £1 for both, so 50p each. I used material like that as well. Like all my material was like from the charity shop, the majority of it. So yeah guys, I'm rushing this so that it doesn't take any longer. I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for tuning in today, and I hope you enjoyed this video and it inspired you or gave you ideas. Let me know what you guys are doing for your Christmas, what themes you guys are going for, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you lots. Mwah, 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 mwah.